The dojo, where today we are going to discuss, you guessed it, Pizza Pets. Lots of updates to give you in this episode, as well as we always talk about our new gifts, animations, and in just 2 days, we have the Creator Bootcamp finale coming up. Going to discuss that, of course, with Fred in this video and Chris as well, but specifically the Creator Bootcamp. Fred's going to give us the alpha on that. This show is by, you guessed it, Pizza Ninjas. It's on Twitter and on YouTube. On either of those platforms, feel free to hop into the chat, join in on the conversation, ask questions about Pizza Pets or about Pizza Ninjas or anything you'd like. We'll bring up your questions and discuss it live here on the show. With all that being said, I am super excited. The market has been absolutely phenomenal lately. Bitcoin touching 90K today. I actually never saw it touch 90K on my chart, but Twitter's telling me that it actually touched 90K. So that's really cool. Market's been heated. We see a great rotation from Bitcoin to runes and ordinals, which is what we talk about on this show. So cool to see. Also, just got to give a little plug too, because we are Pizza Ninjas is a project building out IP, IP on Bitcoin. And so got to give a shout out to a fellow IP who's really spearheaded the space. I don't know if you guys saw, but Doodles, a collaboration with McDonald's, literally before this show started. By the way, if you guys don't mind, or Chris, sharing this with our Ninja fam, I forgot to say that ahead of time. Before the show started, my mom texted me. Now, granted, she saw it probably off of my Facebook story or something like that, about the McDonald's teaming up with a NFT project. And she said, "I know you know more about this than me, but this is probably worth buying." And I thought that was really cute and funny. But yeah, huge deal, man. Having IP secure about that. We saw tons of moves by Pudgy Penguins. Love to see it all across the board. I think the phrase right now people are using is PVE, which is kind of like more working together than player versus player. And love to see it. And I really think that IP on Bitcoin is something that's here to stay, something I'm super excited about, something that I'm participating in building. And I get inspiration from seeing other projects work with some of the top industries in the world. What do you guys think?
Man, decentralized IP is inevitable, right? And how necessary this is after something that happened a couple weeks ago, or was it 2-3 months ago, when the McDonald's account was hacked and someone dropped a Solana address to rug people, right? And now we have literally the opposite type of PR being created, which is just a wonderful collaboration in the works. So definitely hats off to those teams that you mentioned.
That was actually my response to their post about the doodles, was asking about when my Grimace token was going to go back up.
Oh boy.
That's been cool though. Honestly, I feel like with Pizza Pets about to drop and Pizza Ninjas has just been honestly been so consistently good as a community, all the new stuff to look forward to, like celebrating past events and all that stuff. And so to have that absolute rocket ship towards 90K recently with Bitcoin, it's I don't know, man. I just feel like this has always been so fun to be part of Pizza Ninjas. So you love to see it, bro. It's been exciting lately.
Feels good, man. And I also love to see just the ordinals and runes kind of participating in the market, right? I feel like if it was depegged, it would be bearish. And I'm not even just talking about price, even attention wise. If Bitcoin was the talk of the hour and you just don't really hear about ordinals or runes, I'd be like, well, maybe it's not a thing. But with Bitcoin running, you see all kinds of correlations. You see attention. People are clicking more on ordinals and runes. People are talking about it more. Even big influencers accounts outside of ordinals are talking about it more. Ansem mentions runes all the time when he talks about his portfolio. He's one of the biggest meme coin on Solana influencers. Runes and ordinals is still in the conversation. So I definitely think they have staying power for sure. So it's really cool to see, as somebody who's been, working with the Ordinals project since 2020. Well, we launched in 2024, but it's been in the making since early 2023. And even before that, we were still building on ETH back in 2021, 2022. So yeah, crazy stuff, man.
It's just amazing to see that Ordinals and runes have infused crypto Twitter with Bitcoin culture. I remember very vividly in 2022, it was after the OK Bear Solana NFTs hype cycle came around. We were on spaces all the time. And every once in a while, I would just like to talk things about Bitcoin because I've always been, pretty hardcore Bitcoin enthusiast, people would leave the space. They did not care. And now it's like you can have your orange PFP, you can talk ordinals, runes. You'll find crazy people with you that will listen to this shit, and we'll talk to you about this shit. And so, yeah, couldn't be more excited.
Dude, I'm actually really curious. So I'm going to be filming a podcast with Casey in like a week. I'm curious how this is for him, watching the market just rip and just knowing it was how ordinals was the same thing. It was just like so high, such a big deal. And then a big old fat dip. And then it half piped, you know what I mean? And then came up the other side. And then everybody was just like, oh, I shouldn't have faded it, blah, blah, blah. And runes.
Did you say Casey?
Yeah. So
That's
Casey is going to be doing a podcast with Leap. And so we're flying up to shoot with him.
He's also a Ninja holder, by the way.
Yeah. It's going to be.
And has one of the, I know we've talked about this so much, but has one of my favorite videos on the internet about ninjas.
Yep. So the 3 ninjas, bro, we're doing a lot of traveling we're taking 3 trips in 10 days, back to back. So it's going to be dope.
Let's connect on that behind the scenes.
Let's do it.
Guys,
got some ideas.
I do have to share a very proud moment of mine this week.
Let's hear it.
It was a glimpse of the future. I felt like
before you even say it, I'm just going to assume that Topic already responded to what you're about to say by saying, wow.
Yeah, he did. He front ran you.
So, like anyone who's known in his friends and family circle as the crypto guy, which I'm sure you guys are as well in your circles, I've been put in a group chat that was called whatever crypto group with people that wanted to invest and that had not invested just yet. And they were looking for my takes on the market. And, I had dropped runes as an option for people to invest in. And I'm not going to name the exact runes that I mentioned, but I mentioned some of them. And then people went ahead without me having to explain anything and got it on an exchange, which, hallelujah, I was even surprised. I asked, did you really okay, I'm going to say it now. Which $1 billion cat did you buy? And then they were like, well, on Mexi, it's this one. And I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. You onboarded yourself to runes. So here we go.
Sick, dude. I love to hear that. And it's going to be even easier, right? Hopefully. We saw Binance list 2 meme coins this week. They listed ACT and Peanut. Rest in peace. But if they listed 2 meme coins, why would they not list runes once runes continue to have relevance? I do want to get to some questions real quick and then kind of show some stuff that we're doing. Topic said, will feeding require money? I was going to show kind of just a rundown of the game. So the game is on chain. So anytime you interact on chain, it costs, right? It's not actually gas on Bitcoin, but I've used ETH so much, I always default to saying gas. Mm-hmm. But there's a fee because it's on chain. So feeding your pets will cost on-chain transactions, but we're working with OrdinalsBot basically to reduce those as minimal as possible. So it's really going to depend on the mempool, which right now, or at least as of the last few weeks, the mempool's been really low and the Bitcoin price has been high. That's an ideal climate because you don't spend much on transactions, but you got a lot of there's a lot of money flowing through. So that'd be ideal. Marco said, when pets? Soon. I mean, soon. So strap in and watch the show. I'll definitely be disclosing more and more as we go, but I mean, we just closed last Friday on our final partner collabs. So the collabs are officially closed and kind of going into the next few phases. So I do want to share a couple of things while we're on this, just to kind of catch some people up to speed. I know this might be redundant for others that might have been watching, but again, this game is the first digital pet game on Bitcoin. Multiplayer, deflationary, and 100% on-chain. And it uses the latest Ordinal protocol upgrades. I won't go into all of this on this video. You can kind of just go check out the pin thread on Pizza Pets. I do see a puppet in chat. I'm about to pull up real quick. Congrats on puppets, by the way. Been crushing it. If we play and lost in the game, are we going to lose our pet? Yes, your pet's going to die. But even if it dies, it becomes this unique grave that has 100,000 possible combinations. So each grave is going to be unique as well. But yes, if you end up losing the game, which means you killed your pet by giving it the wrong substance or you didn't take care of it, then it's going to die. So there's that. I really like Trevor's post here today, and I feel like this didn't get enough attention. I really want to focus on this just for a second. Basically, he's just saying why ordinals for this game? Like, what separates using this on ordinals than like what could have happened on Ethereum? I really like this explanation. I'm not a very technical person, but this still makes sense to me. Basically, he's saying that with ordinals, you can drop a game into a wallet and there's no single external website needed. You can play the game from any wallet, marketplace, or explorer you choose. So in comparison with Ethereum, it would be possible on Ethereum. I think it would just be it would be a headache, especially because like you'd probably need to like have external like website connected to it. But like this actual ordinal is the application to play the game that you can play on the marketplace. So super cool about that. Having an open canvas for on-chain HTML and JavaScript gives developers the maximum flexibility to build interactive media. Finally, the recursive endpoints of the ordinals protocol does 80% of work for you, so you can just focus on your game. So super cool that Trevor was kind of just breaking down like why ordinals in this post. I thought it was really helpful. Just to understand like the complexity of the Pizza Pets and why it makes sense to do it on ordinals. So any thoughts on that before I move on, guys?
Just keep going, bro.
Yeah. All right. So
I mean, I remember playing some Solana on-chain games and even some ETH on-chain games back in the day. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, right? There were some hyped projects there, but nothing I would say that sustained. So this obviously it has an endpoint, right? Pizza Pets at some point is going to be played. Right. Of course, there's going to be collectors forever of the Pizza Pets, but I'm really, really curious in terms of like the evolution. What can we learn from Pizza Pets, and then into making a kind of a sustainable on-chain game, if that's even possible?
Yeah, I actually like the idea of an endpoint because I think a lot of games like this aren't sustainable, right? Like they would be fun, but eventually people would get bored. Or if they're not going to get bored, this is probably something that you would have to rig really. And this is not coming from a developer standpoint or anything of that. But just as a gamer, it's like unless the game is constantly updating, you kind of beat it and then it's done. So the point of Pizza Pets is to survival of the fittest type of thing, so you can make it to the end. Somebody was actually asking directly, like, how does the game work? So I will go into it a little bit. It's a survival game. I just said it was survival of the fittest. You got to feed your pet, make a strategic. Oh gosh, am I not sharing the right tab? I'm not. All right, so you got to feed your pet. Make a strategic decision to keep it alive, and your pet survives, it evolves and becomes stronger. Eventually, your pet evolves into an immortal. So in order to beat the game, you have to go from evolution or the egg, evolution 1, which is like the baby, all the way up to the final evolution. Can the unique graves be sold as NFTs? Yes, they are ordinals as well. So your pet loses 1 heart per day. When your pet's heart reaches 0, it dies and it never comes back to life. It's dead forever. Dead pets are automatically removed from the collection and marketplaces. So what that means is, again, like they're no longer pets. They're going to be graves now. And they're not part of the collection anymore. So if you're like evolving, obviously you're like, you're still in there. I don't know what phase this one is. I think that's like an adult probably. That one looks really cool. Anyways. You can feed it pizza or beer to gain hearts. There are 13 distinct items you can give your pet, all with varying effects. These items will be revealed in due time. I do know a lot of these items, but I'm not allowed to disclose them yet. Really excited to disclose them to you eventually, probably even within the next few weeks on this show. You gain for pizza, you gain 1 heart. So this is kind of like some of the mechanics of the game. So basically, you inscribe these things. That's the part that's on chain to keep your Tamagotchi style pet alive. That's kind of what the game is modeled off of. So Immortal stays alive forever. Yes, that's the whole concept of this game. The whole point of this game is it's massively deflationary. Like we expect a lot of pets to die, most of the pets to die, and at the end, the pets who survive are immortal, and it's going to be it's probably going to be very few, right? When I say few, I don't really have an exact number in mind, but it's not, it's survival of the fittest, right? It's whoever is going to be consistent and have the right strategy. You could be consistent and have the wrong strategy and lose. So it's 100% on chain. Somebody asked earlier if it's going to call, so it's on chain transactions. This means you play the game by making Bitcoin transactions. which are inscribing pizza, beer, shower, all that fun stuff. But it's optimized to use the smallest amount of data as possible. Specific items can help you avoid spikes in network fees. So it's optimized about as best we can possibly make it. It's going to be really easy to play too. I've seen like the back end of it. Pizza Pets does not end in a week. It'll be played over a couple months. We expect the vast majority of pets to die, making those that survive all that more special. So TLDR, 11 types of pets, 6 evolutions, 5 weaknesses. Every pet is unique. Every pet grave is unique. Most pets will die. Collect one pet or collect one of every. This is like also. So like this is what I would consider. We haven't said this as a team yet. This is just coming from Chris, not coming from Pizza Ninjas. I would consider that like if you make it to the final form, that's like beating the game. I would consider this like that person who like wants to 100% the game, which is like collect one of every immortal type to unlock a secret. That's like if you have like these 11 types of pets, and out of all 11 types, you get each one to an immortal, or you just buy them, whatever. I don't know if you can do that. Well, you can buy them, but I don't know how that's exactly going to work. Like if you have to actually be the one to do it, or if you're able to buy them and unlock it. But regardless, to me, this is the person who like 100%. You guys know what I mean? Like there's a difference between like beating a game and going back and doing every little like detail of the game. That's kind of what
you're talking about. The ultra nerds. If you're an ultra nerd, you collect every single one.
Exactly. If you're an ultra nerd, you're gonna collect every immortal type to unlock a secret. So with all that being said, we have a lot more to get to, but I wanna pause right here, and if either of you have any, I know we talk about this weekly, and then I'm also gonna get to some chats in just a second. Yo, Fred, you have your hand up. You may speak.
I would love to hear your take on a word that's been used in how the Pizza Pets has been announced, which is multiplayer. So when I hear the word multiplayer in my head, it could mean a couple things. It could mean at the very base level, it's kind of like just strategically sitting together and talking about, hey, how should we play this one, right? So that every individual player maximizes their success, right, at like getting an immortal. Or it could mean even more of like sharing resources. I don't know, like what can we expect from that word multiplayer?
Yeah, that's a great question. My answers to that would also just be assumptions. So actually, from the multiplayer mechanics, it's like I'm assuming that it's going to look like maybe trading items, or like I honestly don't know. Like I don't know that end of it, but that'd be my guess.
Well, in any case, do you guys want to be on my team?
He said no. He's shut down.
Yeah, I mean, we'll test the multiplayer aspects on stream, right? Like I would think that when these drop, I mean, I'm definitely going to be either making videos or live streaming this probably every day for a while. And when I do that, obviously that will intertwine with this stream as well. So we'll test the multiplayer aspects of it. Maybe Chris can send me some pizza to keep my pet alive, and in return, I'll send him some showers. But again, I don't exactly know if that's what it's referring to. I just know kind of like the general concept of the game.
I think it's going to be cool to see. I will say, I can already tell you there's going to be people that are like very much like the PvP aspect of it. They're like, oh, I figured some stuff out, but I'm not telling. Or like, oh, you have to figure it out for yourself. And you're like, oh, I don't want my pets to die. Like, I don't want to. Can't you just tell me the thing that you figured out? I think you'll see both sides of that. Like,
so that's
trying to help, and then people that are like, no, I'm going to win, not you.
That's a good point. So that's another aspect of multiplayer, because you kind of are going against other people, because like you sort of want their pets to die if yours makes it immortal, because if yours is immortal and theirs die, yours is more scarce. So I think that's another layer of the multiplayer that makes sense, is that like you are going up against everybody else.
Wouldn't that be dope?
Maybe you're working together, and that's still, what's up?
Gold asked if you can breed pets. What if you could only breed the immortal pets? How dope would that be?
That would be
just infinite money glitch. You're part of the inner circle, and you're just having those pets just breed out money for you. Let's go.
That would be wild.
Collect one of every immortal type and make them.
You just feed them, and then they get the little hearts above them, like the villagers on Minecraft. That'd be dope.
This Marco also asked, there will be a website or dashboard where you can connect your wallet and make your actions on all your pets on the same transaction. Yes, so there's going to be a site that allows you to do all this easily, and you can bulk manage. I'm unsure if there's a cap to the bulk managing, but I know there's a bulk manage option. Let's see what else we got.
Gold asked, are there any Easter eggs or Konami code secrets? You guys are going to have to tell me what Konami codes are, because I'm not aware of that. But I mean, we mentioned one Easter egg, right?
11.
And I can't speak on whether there's any more.
Collecting all 11 types is definitely one of the Easter eggs. But, you know, that's probably
right.
Step Memer. That's kind of funny. How many pets can be turned into immortals? There's not a cap to it, but the game's not like easy, right? Like there's strategy and consistency, and degens don't have that combination, including myself. So I would be impressed if there's over 10K that make it to the end. I don't think there's going to be over 10K. That make it to the end. Like it's extremely I think it's gonna be extremely deflationary. There's the breed pets question. Also is great. Secret can be unlocked only one time for someone who will collect all type pets and play with them.
I'm not sure I understand that.
Maybe like you can only do it once. I'm also unsure about that. I do think a good question somebody had earlier, it might have even been you, Fred. I don't. It just came up organically. Was I think I froze. Whether like for the secret, if you can just like buy the final forms, or if like you have to breed them yourself. Like that's actually a question I don't know the answer to currently. That I would like to know the answer to.
Here's another multiplayer aspect, right? Like, what if someone does want to sell and you need all of them?
Exactly.
Where you
like you get my pet at the price you deserve. I'm just kidding. I obviously, like, you know, coming from the project standpoint, I don't like to speculate on price here as far as like ninjas are concerned, or like, you know, our projects, because like, you know, I don't want to try to drive that angle to it at all. But I'm saying that as a point of the like Pizza Pets like gamification kind of, right? Like it is interesting. Like if I make it to the final form of a water type, and that's like the one type you need to complete the 11. You know, it's kind of like that's very like that's multiplayer. But again, I don't know. I don't know how that end result's going to look. But yeah, again, beating the game, in my opinion, is getting to the final evolution. That's my goal as a non-completionist. Is I want to make it to the final form.
Will there be a place for Pizza Pet owners to hang out beyond?
Dude, that's a great question. I actually saw somebody in the Discord ask about that today. Like basically, because like you gotta think, like you now, if you make it to the final form, like you are in this some type. Again, I want to speak from my own, like from Chris Coffee, not from the Pizza Ninjas team, because a lot of this I don't know the answer to. Just speculating, like if you make it to the final form, you kind of are in like the Pizza Ninjas ecosystem in a way, right? Like obviously there's a differentiation between like Pizza Ninjas and pets, but like, you know, you got a final form, so there's got to be some type of overlap there. And I don't even know the answer to what that overlap looks like. But there's a lot to speculate on for that. Again, I'm not talking about financially. I'm just talking about like in regards to like the involvement in the ecosystem. And that's something that I would love. I'm going to love to kind of unravel myself.
Will you dye your hair yellow if you make it to the final form?
Oh, dude, I will dye my hair yellow if I make it to the final form and somebody buys my pet for 1 Bitcoin.
You just see Chris just bleached hair, just be like,
no hesitation.
He'll be doing the Super Saiyan Genki Dama on the stream once he made it.
I will. I gotta be careful what I say. I'm not streaming off my account, but yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So I'm going to be, like I said earlier, I'm going to be streaming, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time for like strategies. So even if you're like not involved with the game, I'll kind of show you guys like how it works when the time comes. It's around the corner, guys. I mean, like Nobody knows the time or the day except for Trevor himself. So, but we'll see. We'll when it happens.
Dope. No one knows
Cool.
the time or day.
We have a lot of other things to talk about. You guys keep on firing away the questions. I'm happy to try to answer. The rest isn't like the rest is like always, I don't want to say side notes, but it's just some things we're working on the side, because the Pizza Pets is our main focus right now. So anything else is, extra. So, but a couple things we have been working on that I'll show you is more gifts. So we got a couple over the last week. Only 2 are actually uploaded to Giphy. I saw like 2 more actually on timeline today that weren't uploaded yet. I love this coding one. I actually used it today. It's a little, like, obviously it's a Pizza Ninja coding. I think that's actually the ninja of one of our devs, but I'm not 100% positive on that. So super cool.
Clearly, because I've never seen that one. I've never seen
Really?
that ninja. Have you seen it before on Twitter?
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I have seen it, but I don't remember what I saw it from.
The other one is clear as day.
Yeah, you recognize this person?
Yeah, I mean, it's Flame.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah, Flame obviously got his. So super cool to see his. And I saw Trevor post one earlier that I actually haven't seen on the Giphy side. And let me pull it up. I thought this one was really cool too. And it's it's just like somebody chilling and watching the charts, watching everything. I think that's really cool. But
that one is pretty. I like Giphies that are like usable in a lot of occasions.
Me too. Me too. And I'm trying, as somebody who has like input on some of these, I'm trying to make sure that they're evergreen and kind of can expand the reach of how people use them. Because I mean, at the end of the day, sort of how I started this live stream, Pizza Ninjas is IP focused, right? So like we currently just started making GIFs. We only have 120. We have 6.8 million GIF views. At the end of the day, we aspire to be the #1 IP on Bitcoin. Like that's the goal, right? And like I'm not going to stop working until I get there. So we're going to expand this and this IP. And one of the ways to do that is to make awesome gifts that people like to use and that people can use for a lot of different situations.
They're dope. They're the greatest.
Let's roll.
Excited. I want one. I'm jealous as hell. Just being honest.
I'll hook you up, man. I'll hook you up. Just give us time.
Patience.
We could have, got one if we would have really assembled our team together, because I don't know if you guys remember, we're going to announce this Thursday, but the Pizza Ninjas Dojo still has the final competition, which is going to basically end tomorrow, where where we collect the teams with the most impressions all together, add them up, and the whole team gets a group GIF, and then the team captain of the team, look, there's Fred, the team captain of the team gets an individual GIF. So this will also be announced to Thursday as well.
Should we just talk about that real
that's
quick?
That's a good segue. What can we expect out of Thursday, Fred?
The time is 11:30 a.m. Eastern, so be sure to note that down in red or in orange. I will accept orange too because of the occasion. But I want to reminisce with you guys. We all want to celebrate together. We've done something great for 10 weeks. We sat down, we learned from each other, we learned from amazing guest lecturers, right? We had master classes on every topic that is related to content creation on X. And so how does that relate to, it even relates to things like Pizza Pets, right? I mean, think about how an amazing of an opportunity it is to play an on-chain game, report on it, bring your friends in it, multiplayer style, and just get a bunch of attention with it, right? Because Pizza Pets is an attention Death Star. People love it. You see it every time we talk about it on stream. People start firing away their questions and they can't wait for it to be launched. And so you got to take advantage of these opportunities as a creator. On Thursday, we're going to celebrate. We're going to unveil what is next in terms of next steps for the Pizza Ninjas creators, because we have a bunch of cool things in store. One thing is an app a website that we're going to unveil that is going to help reward creators from the community for the cool stuff that they're doing, for the creation that they're doing here on X. And another thing is going to be, we want to hear from you guys what you loved and maybe what you didn't love about the bootcamp so that we can adjust, because next year there's going to be more. and we always want to do better, right? And so it's good to have the community together on Thursday to discuss all these things and to reminisce and also celebrate what's in store.
Heck yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, can you say the time one more time?
11:30 a.m.
Okay.
EST.
And this is a space, correct?
This is on Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, to be precise, from Trevor's account.
Yeah,
TO.
I think it's actually already scheduled. I'm pretty sure I saw a post about that earlier today. Yeah, I actually have it. So let me go ahead and share that real quick. So go to Trevor's profile and you can scroll down a little bit. I'll show it to you. And you can actually go ahead and set a reminder. You're not going to want to miss this if you've been involved at all. And if you're a Ninja holder. So here's the Creator Bootcamp finale. It's going to be emotional, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. But the good types of emotions.
Lots of blood, sweat, and tears into this boot camp. Lots of great guests. And
did you have a favorite week, Chris?
Dude, I really liked Erica and Gigi's like a lot. That was probably my favorite week, which was also the last week. But yeah, Gigi just like came in and crushed it, gave some like very valuable information. And of course, Erica did as well. So girl power to that. And that was probably my favorite. But I had a lot of, I mean, there's so many good weeks. I mean, Dogfather's analytics, he kind of went over like his process for kind of mapping out what type of content he's going to create, how to source things, how he sources things and how he organizes it. That was really helpful. Chris has said multiple things, you know, that's been very helpful for videos. Of course, I get confused on what Chris has told me on the side and what he might have said, or, you know,
I know, right?
I've probably asked like a million questions about stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going off of memory. I don't have like anything in front of me right now. But I've definitely learned a lot. So it's been great. Taha's in here. Taha has a really cool GIF. The meditation one. I really like that one a lot. Learned so much from the boot camp. For example, using tags is not helpful in X anymore. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even stuff like that. Got involved in here saying, I want to give away from a kid called Beast. That's cool. Nice. Let's go. What's goody, Chris and fellow pizza ninjas? Yeah, man. So that was my favorite. Do you guys have one that sticks out to you?
I got to side with you. Chris, what was your favorite? Because I already said mine last week.
I liked, honestly, like getting into people's Twitter. And that was more of a live stream thing. That was more of this show. But it was a direct result of the boot camp that we were just diving in and doing live feedback and like looking at what was, you know, what kind of our thoughts were or whatever. And like that literally inspired a whole ass show that I'm going to be doing in the future about talking to people about their content and like going over it, roasting the ones I need to roast, praising the ones that need to be praised, and like making it beneficial for everybody watching. And like I kind of the basis for that was us doing this. So I think that was probably the coolest thing in my opinion.
I love that, dude. And speaking of love, Adele said, love you, pizza ninjas. Love you too, Adele.
We got Sky Chirp coming in too. Agreeing with you on the Dogfather week. Most useful for me was the week with Dogfather. Great boot camp. Dogfather's a beast, man. Just the other day, I had a question about, I think, Dune dashboards. And he gave me some better recommendation, which I'm going to try. I was trying to ascertain the new wallets week over week, month over month that interact with runes. There's all data that is out there. We just have to check it out if we want to see if new people are coming in. But yeah, Dogfather is the man for that.
He is. I got to meet him in Lisbon. He's a really cool guy.
Bro, you guys, during like just now, I literally just got asked what time my flight leaves tomorrow, and it freaked me out so bad because I was like, I don't have a flight tomorrow. Like, was I supposed to have a flight tomorrow? And then I was like, I just looked, and it was like one person was asking about tomorrow. Everybody else is booked for Thursday. So my brain left my body, and now I'm back. So
I've been there before. I've been there. That's a good creator input, is like when you get shell shocked while on camera and you gotta hold it together. I've been in that situation way too many times. Probably on this show before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was once on a stream and my friend texted me he got scammed of his wallet, and it turns out it was a false alarm, but he thought he got scammed, and I was like holding it together during the stream. I was like, no.
Yeah, in this space, dude, you might just have you literally might have live clicked on a bad link, and like it's like
Oh,
what?
God.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's because that's hard. Like, one of the things with all of this stuff, and that's probably a good conversation that no one's ever gonna have with you, is like while you're making content, while you're streaming, you're doing stuff. That means you're not 100% focused on what you're doing because you're splitting your focus. So it's kind of like if you're going to be streaming and clicking on things, maybe pay a little extra attention to those clicks. 'Cause
Yeah, dude.
maybe one of them's going to be the wrong thing to click because you're not all the way paying attention. Like, that's wild.
So
I mean,
go ahead, Fred.
there's countless bloopers out there, right? Of streamers opening up the wrong cupboard on stream, and then there was something in there they didn't want to have shown.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I've done that with like not super sensitive information, but like, DMs or something that like it wasn't like super important that they were shown, but I was like, I wish I wouldn't have shown that kind of thing. By the way, Evolve, when he was saying about the Kid Called Beast giveaway, he was talking about he won the Pizza Pets airdrop from their giveaway. I wasn't aware that they were one of our partners, so that's awesome. Congratulations on that. That also makes more sense. I was happy that you won in a Kid Called Beast giveaway, but I did think it was random. Taha said, "Don't get wrecked," but definitely don't get wrecked on stream. Yeah, so I don't know how helpful this is, but I kind of have a rule of thumb. I never I never stream anything with my wallets on it. So basically, I use Microsoft Edge when I'm streaming because I don't have any wallets on Microsoft Edge, and so that there's no sort of like accidental anything. Now, granted, most streaming software is really good about not detecting your wallet or your wallet kind of being hidden from the stream, but it's still just not worth anything. Like, it's not worth the risk of anything. And I don't have anything sensitive. Matter of fact, the one time I did almost got hacked, which was not long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago or maybe a month ago. I don't know. I'm sure you guys remember that. I think it would have been my Microsoft Edge that got compromised, which would have had a lot in it that I wouldn't have been willing. Like, it would have still sucked like really bad, but I still not sure if it would have compromised my wallets because my wallets are on Chrome, and I think it was a browser compromise. So it would have still got a lot of sensitive information, but it would have still been different. I also I have a separate computer where I have my cold storage holdings. But as you guys know, like even your hot wallets, like within the last like month, maybe got a little bit, bigger. It might have went from like, oh, I'm okay with having this on my hot wallet to like, wait a second, everything just 5x'd. That's a little bit more nerve wracking to have on this hot wallet.
Yep. I luckily met a friend who is working at Trezor now, and she hooked your boy up with a new hardware wallet.
Which one you got?
There's never. Do you know the Trezor ones?
I have 3.
Oh, dope.
Oh, cool. I got the green one. Well, I know the color of it, but give me a second.
Yeah, I think I have like the T series or something like that. Mine's like a triangle, like a small little triangle ish. I have like the old
man.
One, man. Like it looks like it was made in like when Bitcoin was made, but it works really well. So I like it.
Does yours have touchscreen?
No, dude. I'm telling you, like it looks like a freaking Nokia smartphone, but like small triangle. Like it looks like old.
I mean, look, that's bullish for operational security purposes, which, by the way, makes for a great bootcamp topic in my book. But maybe we can hash that out for next year. Yeah, definitely never enough to have more and more hardware wallets. I think always good. Like each asset over maybe 2-3K could already warrant a different wallet.
Yeah, dude, definitely. And also like storing ordinals and hardware wallets also isn't really straightforward. Like it took me a little bit to figure out how to store my ordinals in my Ledger because they can't be stored via Ledger Live because Ledger Live doesn't support ordinals. So you have to do it like a different way. And that took me a little bit to realize that. Dude, like I embarrassingly enough, and I'll say this on stream now because I got everything protected now. I like I had my Ninja like on my hot wallet for like way too long. And I was just I was trying to be confident in myself, but I got that baby in a cold storage now. But yeah, be safe out there, especially during bull markets like we're seeing right now. Cause yeah.
Dude, put that thing in a freaking cold storage in a cryo tank in the mountains of Switzerland. Don't touch that shit until 2027.
Yeah, dude, I have my cold storage is like really cold storage. Like I don't even have it. I don't have it connected to nothing. I have no like outgoing transactions, which is like over the top. I feel like pretty much the only thing my cold storage is that I have, and I have like 5 different hardware devices, is literally just sending just sending things to them. And then I don't even store the keys in my house because I don't trust people. So like they're protected, again, not my account, so I won't say how they're protected. But with all that being said, it is on the hour mark. It's like what, 11 p.m. for you, Fred?
We're looking at midnight.
What? Midnight, dude.
Oh boy.
This man, we might have to move the show up an hour earlier so Fred can you look great, dude. I don't look like that at midnight. My eyes are red. I'm burnt out. I'm like, my hat's not even on straight. My hat's on kind of crooked. Like, you look good, man. So props to you for crushing it. You look like somebody who just watched Bitcoin touch 90K.
I mean, isn't it? Isn't that what's going on?
Sweet. Well, thank you guys, Fred and Chris, for being awesome co-hosts. Thanks everybody that was in chat. Really appreciate you being here, asking all the great questions. Taha jumping in towards the end, Evolve jumping in towards the end, Adele, Sky Chirps, Topic, Golden, Marco, Coma, Step Memer. I'm almost done with these. Marco, Golden. I'm gonna go ahead and hit all of them. I think that's it. I might have missed like 1 or 2 people. Sorry if I did. The puppet. Hey, Fa. Appreciate all you guys, and of course, Sion.
Our YouTube people, Sion Tut, Seth Dub. I
got Sion on screen right now. So appreciate all of you for stopping by. Pizza Pet's around the corner, and stay tuned to these streams. I'm going to try to give you as much information as I can, as it comes out publicly, and some great questions. There were so many good talks tonight. It really sparked there's some things I don't know that I would like answers to now. So appreciate you guys for the valuable input.